Hello, welcome to My Marriage and I with Sonia. This is a weekly podcast where we have guests coming to talk about your marriage experiences. Today we have new guests on the show and they will be sharing with us their marriage experiences. So I want you to sit back, listen, and learn from their experiences. Pastor and Deaconess, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's an honor to have you both here.
It's a privilege.
Yeah, please, kindly introduce yourself to us.
Okay, we're Pastor and Deaconess Dan and Uzezi Iro Ewoma.
Okay.
Our names.
Okay. Tell us about yourself.
Our privilege, I serve as a pastor in Living Faith Church.
Okay.
Besides, I'm a bivocational pastor. So
Okay.
that means I also do business as a work alongside pastoring. And
Okay.
my wife is a health care person. She's a nurse and a midwife.
Oh, that's nice.
She's currently serving, working, let me use that, Sage.
Oh, okay.
She's been in that for quite a good number of years now.
Oh, that's nice. That's beautiful. So, how long have you both been married?
I've been married for 15 years.
Wow, that's a lot. That's really a lot. So, can you share with us how you both met and how you knew she was the one?
Okay, talking about how we met, it's a sweet experience
Okay.
because our meeting was divinely orchestrated.
Hmm.
Most times, when it comes to this issue of getting to see a life partner, it's tricky. People can tell you can meet your spouse anywhere, and it's true. Some people have met their spouses in the buses, some people have met in the marketplace, in the workplace, in the church. Fortunately for us, we met in church, but the events that led to it is they are too long. It's
Okay.
not something that somebody can start sharing, but we met in church.
Okay.
So we took it up from there. And today, God has seen us through this number of years.
Okay. So, how did you know she was the one?
Like I said, yeah, back to the question. Yes, I had the spirit confirmation.
Okay.
Where for somebody, it's easy for somebody who operates with the frequency of the Holy Spirit to digest what I just said, that I had the spirit confirmation. Because anything that you do with sense knowledge can fail you when it comes to marriage.
Yeah.
So I had prepared myself spiritually because then time was ticking for me. So I had a few one or two failed relationships that I thought would have led to marriage. But at the point of the collapse, I had to go back to my maker to ask for help. So I asked God I help. I had gone through period of spiritual preparation, praying specifically for my life partner. And I think on the 20th of January 2008, we met for the first time. We saw ourselves for the first time. And that meeting, the Holy Spirit told me, pointed at her to me, this is your wife.
Wow, that's...
Took it up from there.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's very, very beautiful. You see, the first 5 years in marriage is usually a bit demanding, because that's the time you get to understand one another. So how were you able to scale through?
Well, that is that's 5 years you said it didn't happen to us because from the time we met, I think I had this. I wasn't too sure, although that same day he had the spirit
Encounter.
told him, the encounter, that this is your wife, I I heard something like that too. Because um as I was walking alongside with him, okay, he was in front, I was at his back because where we're passing through was a little bit narrow. So I heard it, this is your husband, and I was like, no, I did not come to church to come and look for man. I came to serve God, you know. And it was really pressing on me. That's what I heard. So by the time he came and told me, God said you're my wife, I laughed. I like, I'm not ready. Oh. So there were ups and downs because I didn't come from a home that was very small. So I had the only fear I had was marriage in my life, my entire life. There was no other thing that would shake me but marriage, because I didn't want to get it wrong. I wanted a right marriage, right relationship, where I will enjoy it, every bit of it. So that got me confused and that got me scary because I didn't know him from nowhere. So it's not as if we have been in relationship, we have been friends, and we now decided to get married. I've known him and all that. So, but well, after the ups and downs, I had to ask God to help my own belief about the issue of marriage, about the negativity, all the negativity I've had before now during my growing up days. So, but I saw that I was ready for marriage and I wanted to give it all. So, the first 5 years, the first year, before we even decide to, before we did the marriage, we already getting along. So there was no 5 years first that is rough, or that there are some shortcomings that you've not known the other person, that things are not too okay. Um, some persons, somebody is doing somehow, you have to now. There was nothing like that. Everything was like it came from heaven. I
Mm.
must tell you the truth. So we're flowing in the same frequency. We had the same goal, so that makes it better for us.
Mm.
That well, okay, we're talking about this particular issue. I'm in the same level with him, so it was just going smoothly. There was no up and down. It's an express.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I mean,
Can I add something?
yes, you can, sir.
All right. There are notions. There are some things that people have had conceptions that people have had. Just like the question you asked, the first 5 years usually rocky
Yeah.
in many homes. People would say if you can survive the first
5 years.
10 years,
Yeah.
then your marriage entered the stability zone. Well, that may be true for
For
some
them.
people, but it's not something that I want to generalize because it doesn't happen to everybody like that. The truth is, the way God has helped us in our own marriage, there are some things that I will be afraid to say because if people hear them and they don't know you, they will think you are lying.
Right.
That's true.
Because yeah, we know people will say there is no way, it is not possible for two people who are coming from different backgrounds to come and stay together without fighting, without quarreling. There are issues. And we even hear pastors who say such things even on their altars. But the
Yeah.
truth is that it is not in every home.
Yeah.
It's not in every home. God has helped us. Our case is not because of what we know to do, but because we have looked up unto God, the author and the finisher of our faith. We have tied this relationship around God, and that has been the string puller. That has been pulling the string for us in this home. You know, there are a lot of things that we enjoy in our home that when you tell people, except those who are around us,
Yes.
who can who see
See,
us, who see our day-to-day
day-to-day
life,
life. Yeah.
they know that if this couple said this, please take it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes, because what helped us? maybe subsequent questions we're going to go into that. But you see, moving from the marriage relationship to friendship,
Mm.
that has been the key. You know, we struck friendship the moment. Okay, she said ups and downs, not ups and downs in terms of differences or crises. So those ups and downs that she mentioned were the pre-marriage days, issues leading to her making up her
My
mind.
mind.
Yeah.
Those are the things, not that it was crisis rocky at some point and then now became stable. No,
No.
So it has
it,
always been
it's been
stable.
it's been smooth.
Stable. Yeah.
It's been smooth. That is, even when she wasn't sure yet that this thing that this man, it was, because of the experiences and what they have heard, what they have seen, so can this person give me what I want,
Yeah.
what I desire
Mm.
in this? I don't want a family where they will be fighting. I don't want a family where a man will be doing his own, woman is doing her own. So can I get it from this person? Those were the assurance she was seeking in her head.
Mm.
Those were the things that she called it up and down. Not that we're really having issues at any point. It's been God all the way and
Wow.
up to this point and getting better.
Wow, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, you hardly see couples who don't go through the stage, At some point it's rocky and then until they get to like balance it. So hearing from both of you, I mean, it's really amazing. And I think the reason a lot of people go through this shaky, stage in marriage is because of where their focus lies. When your focus is in God, you always want to please him. Like Ephesians chapter 5 verse 1 says, it said the husband and the wife should submit one to another, because of their reverence for
The Lord.
the Lord, not for one another. So I think it's really beautiful. Generally, have you had like any challenge that, because I mean, marriage is it's hard to know that there's no challenge. It's very difficult because I mean there may be points that I mean these are two people coming together to live as one, you know, and between siblings you have challenges. Sometimes you
Of course.
quarrel and stuff like that. So I mean, is there no point in your marriage that you've had challenge that it may not be like
Yeah, crisis,
yes,
but issues to deal with.
yes,
Yeah, they're always there. The issue is you making a mountain out of a molehill. You
yeah.
see that, because that's where the challenge in many homes is.
Mm-hmm.
What should have, or what could mean a challenge or bring crisis in so many homes that we did not give room to become a challenge.
Challenge.
For instance, um, can you say that all these years I have not done something that my wife didn't like? He's always there. There's something I'm going to say that will not be pleasing to her, but we have not made issue out of
Any of
anything
those.
like that. Because for 15 years and going to the 16th year now, we have not had any day that we didn't talk to each other because somebody offended somebody.
Mm.
You see, so that's why we say no crisis.
Yeah.
I have still done something I didn't like, yes. But the way we address it is so simple, so smooth. Now, honestly, for 15 years, we have not had occasion for either of us to tell the other person, please, I'm sorry, forgive me, what I did. No. Because the thing is what you do that the other person didn't like is so silently managed
Managed.
that nothing is coming out of it that tends towards crisis.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. It's not as if, oh, everything that the other person does is right. Or no, there are some. And if my wife does something that I feel is not right, I correct very softly,
Mm.
very subtle manner. I'll correct her. Oh, this thing you did, you shouldn't have done it like this in this manner. And it doesn't end there because I have not really had any occasion to shout at my wife.
Beautiful.
We
That's
have not
really
raised our
beautiful.
voices at each other that is direct. Maybe except something that connects to children.
Okay.
Yeah, it connects to when children start to grow, because we have had very good similarity in our way of reasoning, mindset, and how children should be raised. And we often sit on our own to share and discuss how to pattern our children. When they get to some stage, I'll tell her we had two girls first before two boys. We have
Okay.
four children. So I'll tell her, okay, please ensure that you give these children sex education at this age, and that they are stepping into puberty.
Yeah.
So see how we are managing the issues, and collectively, truly, because most homes, when managing children is a big challenge,
Yeah.
we have been on the same page.
Mm.
For if my wife can't uh, scold a child or even beat a child, and then I come and be angry and shout at her,
Mm.
it won't happen. But if I feel she didn't hear, she overstepped, maybe she overhandled,
Yeah.
you know, when the children are not around, I can tell her, oh, you did this one, but it's too hard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's simple. It
Yeah.
doesn't bring crisis. So that's how we have been managing ourselves.
Oh, that's beautiful. Like, yes, over to you, madam. Most times the when children start coming in, women tend to be a bit distant from the men. So with the children coming in, how were you able to deal with that?
Okay. It was good because I remember when we had our first daughter, and my husband was very excited, and they were there. Uh, he will always, my husband will always carry her. Although I go to work then, shift work, even at night shift, I leave her at home, and the child is very close to the dad. But there was never a time where I was really
Isolated.
that there was isolation. No, there is always a time that I would get back to him. Why? We have been friends since we met. We have been very close friends. How? There's nothing I do that he doesn't know.
Hmm.
I go to work every day. Um, Anything that happens in the office, as I come back, I will give him download. Any money that enters my hand, I will tell him. So there will always be something to tell him.
Hmm.
So I go back. So time, there was no time at all where there was a gap or there was a distance, a little distance. No, we always, if not at the spot, maybe in the night, I must always give him a download of how my day went. I will ask him, he will tell me. So that is the closeness that kept us. So there was no time where because of this child, no,
Oh, that's
nobody
beautiful.
took my place.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I mean, you know, marriages like this is very rare, and you will agree with me.
Yes,
It's really rare.
yes.
So, sir, what can you say to the men out there? Because I feel a lot of people are getting it wrong. Some people they get it wrong even before they start.
Yes.
So, what do you have to tell them? Because I mean, your marriage is something to desire. So,
Okay. Everything a man will become in life starts from the mind, from the heart. The Bible says, "For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." The outcome of your life directly proportional to what goes on in your heart. My counsel, my advice to anybody who wants to step into marriage is make up your mind that you really want to enjoy marriage. So the first thing you will do is having the right mindset. The right mindset. For me, it helped me a lot. I told myself I want a sweet marriage, a very beautiful marriage that will be the synergy of all eyes, that will be a reference point without you announcing it. And This interview we're having today is a testimony to that. The person that recommended us to you, it's not as if it's somebody that we are very close, we're having, it's not somebody that has even come to our house once. But as you live your life, people are watching
Yeah.
because you don't live in isolation, you live in the midst of people. They are seeing you, they're seeing the way you handle your wife, they're seeing the way you respect your husband, they're seeing the way you coordinate your life. So they say, ah, this is so. I remember that our marriage was not 6 months before that testimony, that desire came to pass. When we were staying before, one elderly man looked at two of us one day as we were going because we always hold hands to go anywhere. Even with these children, we still hold hands with the 4 children. Some are in senior secondary school already, so we still hold our hands the way we started. Nothing has changed. We're only increasing the tempo. So the man said to us one day from his upstairs, say, hey, you people are making marriage to hungry me. You want to return me? You want me to return to the days of my youth? We were just living our life and going. So the right mindset, number
Yeah.
one. You want me to continue?
Yes,
The
sir.
things to do?
Yes,
There
sir.
are many.
Okay.
There are many. If you want to get the best of marriage, please be open to your spouse.
Mm.
There is no life I had in the past that I didn't share with my wife. There is no friend. I know somebody who make friend every now and then. It's not because I'm a pastor. That's why I pattern my life. Few friends, but quality friends. And people of the same mindset. So there is no friend I had before we married that is not my wife's friend now. There is nobody that can call me that my wife cannot take the call. This is, heaven is hearing us as we speak now. It's not something to just come to media and talk so that people can say, no. It's what is happening in the home that we're sharing. There is no call in this life. My wife, my phone is not locked because of my wife, not password because of my wife, because of children, and she always has it. So you have to be open to your spouse. Don't have secrets, because the secret you keep today will expose you tomorrow.
Exactly.
Because if a man says he wants to hide and he jumps inside water, as his face is inside water, his back will be showing.
Yes.
So there is nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
In all dealings, financially, we have kept that one. There is nothing that is dear to me more than my wife, apart from God. So the money I have, the one that God has blessed us with, is I use us because everything is together. When we were going to get married, we didn't talk about joint accounts or doing money together. But I think I struck the first blow and she picked it up from there. I opened up everything I had to her, even before marriage. I think I shocked her before the marriage. Before marriage, the value of what I gave that time, if it's in Nigeria economy of today, is in millions. She was looking, she needed it to do something. I just gave it to her. You understand? And it's not with what if the thing didn't work, because we are not we are not married. So I knew what I heard from God. And I knew when I saw the traits that I saw that this person can go well. So I was settled earlier. So openness, financial integrity. Then if you want to enjoy marriage, make sure you keep to your spouse. Make sure you don't distribute yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing that, in many cultures, not just here, in many cultures, people believe that a man is a public property while a woman is a private property.
Yeah.
And that is still rocking so many homes. So many homes. Then also, as a man, make sure you give time to your spouse. Me, I'm very busy, my wife knows. At a point, two of us were doing shift work. When I was working at the refinery, I was doing shift work. She was also doing a shift work. Medical people, they're always going to be on shift. then we still had enough time together, time to share, time to discuss, time to be intimate, a lot of things. So there are a lot and lot. Time to joke, time to play. We play a lot. There is nowhere we get into that we don't crack jokes. You see that even before this interview,
Yes.
oh, okay, as soon as I came out, I will say, we have said something that if you are here, you won't know what we're talking about. We have codes. We have codes that if we want to talk about anything deep, we'll use those codes and
Nobody
nobody
will
will know.
understand.
And then we'll start laughing and then we'll say some things, we'll just bust laugh. So we've just been enjoying ourselves in that way. So you find time, you give time to your spouse, don't distribute yourself. Make sure you have financial integrity. Make sure you are honest. Honest. Honesty. Don't have things to hide.
Mm.
All right? All those ones that men, they will be in the bedroom and their phone will ring. They will
Run out
they
of
will
the
run out of
bathroom.
And
bedroom
that's
to
So
come and
just
catch phone so that they won't know who is calling. You know,
yeah.
even the friend I had while we were in school, when I call her, my wife speaks with her to tell you, because we became real family friends. Somebody I know to our home, you know, and I was telling my wife that the relationship I had with that lady, if we were destined for marriage, it would have been as peaceful as this because we really got on well. The friend she had today, if they call now, all of us will talk. So it's there is you know straightforward dealings,
yeah,
straightforward dealings. Nobody is feeling cheated. Everybody is excited, and we're still learning in the process. But these are the things that have helped us, and many more. And then the big one: make sure you are not a cargo.
Yes.
Make sure you are a giver.
Very
A man
important.
should always have what to bring to the table. A man should not be looking at the wife's resources. The woman who is wife who want to support the husband, especially in this day. As I'm here now, I already feel my wife is doing too much to support the home. So I'm saying I need to be more financially heavy so that my wife will not be doing as much as she's doing now. That is being considerate.
Yeah.
Make sure you are a giver. My father in the Lord, Bishop Oyedepo, said, you can give without loving, but you can't love without giving.
Maybe. Yeah.
From the time that you tell somebody, I love you, I want to marry you, make sure from the little you have, there is an expression of love in giving. And that has been my life. I'm a giver. And then I met somebody who is trying to topple me in giving. So, so that's
Wow.
why I said a lot of things to do. But these are some of the things that young men can do and make their marriage exciting.
Wow. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, madam. Any words for the lady? I mean, considering the fact that these days women want to rule the home. They want to be the head of the home. They want to be in charge. And it's not possible. So, what do you have for young ladies out there?
most of the young ladies are not, did I say mature or
Mentally prepared.
mentally prepared. They are not. I know I was young when we got married, but my husband will always say you are more sensible than your age. Not in the area of I want to dominate, I want to be the one to say this is what should happen. No, but in every conversation, I have something to say that will be of benefit. Women should work on themselves. When I was in school, I had a close friend, the male, and he called me and told me, you are going to finish school by next year. What do you want to do with your life? But once again, you have to go to school, get married, have children, and enjoy your life. Then that's very good. But you have to do something for me and for yourself. Start working on yourself. Give the best you can to yourself and to that man that will come and marry you. Tell how. Then improve on the way you talk, improve on getting along with people, add value to yourself. So that when the man comes, it will not be as if you are just attached to him. No, you be of value, of respect to womanhood. And I heard that word. And I worked on myself. I didn't go for seminars, but with what I saw around, I picked things out and I said, I'm not going to be like this, I'm not going to be like this negative, but I'll be a positive reference when it comes to marriage. Um, Girls of these days, they don't know what it means to be married. For example, before you get married in women's chapel, you undergo classes. Although I was not in the class, those classes regularly, because then I was in school. But there are books that are given to you to read, and those books are like practicals that you see on a daily basis. So those books help me with the other things I have already made up my mind to be ordinarily. So it gave me an edge. I got settled with those books, and I told myself every time we're together, my husband and I, if there's a discussion, he usually takes the lead. I will. He always gives the opportunity. What do you think? And I'll throw in mine. And he's not the kind of person that will just, if you say maybe it's not his, he doesn't like that opinion, he just say no. You say, okay, what about if we do it this way, or what about if we do it this way? And at the end of the day, we'll come back to the drawing board and we'll come out better with our decision. So it's usually two people listening to each other. Don't just come into marriage and say, I want to do this. No, every time you want to go into a marriage as a lady, don't just pick anybody on the street because the person has money and just jump into marriage. No, is the person going your way? Does this person have the same idea you have about life? Is this person going to help me move forward in life, or is going to make me be that madam and just sit down in one place and I want to control? Because if you are not going to the same direction, I tell you, when you will be taking decision, you start fighting from that point, because this one is going this way, the other one is taking the other way. Where do you meet? It's very important. That is why you cannot know a man that will have the same vision with you when you just look at the man and say, ah, this person. No, that's where God comes in. Because if God leads you, He will lead you right. You won't have issues. So, and some women, they are just ready to come and grab the marriage. And you don't open up to it. I've heard several times. In fact, I heard one from somebody very important to me. I said, like, I need money. Oh. I said, I don't have some cash now. He said, the ones I used to keep secretly from your husband. I said, I don't have a separate purse. The person was shocked. I don't have a separate purse. If I have, he knows I have it. And I will tell him I did this. If we are not opportune to discuss it, when he comes back, I will tell him I did this. And he will always say thank you for doing that, especially giving. Because most of the time my hands are always open. And that's how God blesses us also. So be ready to give. There are some people that don't want to grab. They have different accounts already that they are stopping their money into. Then you know they open up, give man finish. If you don't open up, and that depends on the kind of man.
That's true.
If you have a man that keeps his own, you will not open up to him. If he keeps his own, I will keep my own. But when we bring it and nobody is feeling cheated, nobody is going to buy trouser. You have your wardrobe full. You don't care if my own is I have anything. I will not bring my own to the table. So openness very important. If your husband is open, why not? What do you gain keeping holding those things? But together, if you are taking your decision, okay, we want to build a house this time. I will bring out resources and we do that. And it's the joy of everybody. When we come out together, it's our car, it's our house. It's sweet that way. Then
Yeah.
it's my money. I bought the car. No, it's not sweet. That should not be the mentality when we're going into marriage. And another thing, women, girls, they are not ready to respect and be under a man. If you're not ready, don't even try and get married.
Yeah, that's true. There's no
If you are
point.
not, there's no point that today, some will just say, marriage is not a do or die affair these days.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not just sweet, I walk out.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? You are not, don't even try and enter.
Very wrong
Once
mentality
That's,
from the
Yes, that
beginning.
that's
mentality
what we
is
began from.
terrible.
The issue of having the right mentality.
Yes.
It's terrible that you just do for 1 year and say, I no do again. Where are you going to? Is that how you want to? How many do you want? And at the end of the day, you are not under anybody because you don't want to respect. You don't what? It's not as if the person has to be very older than you. If husband is the head of the home, that is the word of God. Respect.
Yeah.
Don't do this. He must have a reason for saying don't do it. And if you ask, and I want to tell some men, they should not just say don't do it. Give your reason because I cannot come to your mind and say what you mean, what you want to explain. No, until it's open, until you bring it out, nobody can say. So when you say don't do this, give your reasons. The person that is ready to be under a man will listen and will take it and digest it and see reason. The day you will flaunt the idea that no, I don't want to do that, when the consequence come, you will never do that again. So be ready to respect the man placed over you, not because he has money. Then the day that there's no money, say you're a useless man. No. Be ready to say you are the best man, you are the love of my life, you are what the roof that covers me. So that the man will feel loved and try to do more. But the fact is, some people just say, let me just, abeg, I cannot continue like this. If it's not just working, let me just go. There's no home that cannot be sweet.
That's true.
Every home can be sweet if you are ready to make it sweet.
That's true.
So, women out there, girls out there, there's so much to do. So, yourself, get ready, prepare yourself for the marriage. Just prepare yourself so that when you go in, to not be a shocker and say, you did not tell me that this is how marriage is. There's no book that you will read that is exactly what every home is.
Yeah.
But you
No.
create an environment,
Create your own.
create your own book, write your own chapters in
Yeah.
the marriage book, and at the end of the day, you come out very good. Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. It's been a very great time with the both of you, and I guess our viewers out there, they've had a very beautiful time. This is more like a lecture for us. We've seen what marriage should look like. We've seen what marriage should be like, and we've heard some of the things that we need to put in place to make sure we have this kind of marriage. God did not intend for any marriage to break. So if we follow God's principle, we will definitely succeed in marriage.